Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. Please, people, apologies on the lateness, family stuff. So that's why I'm here slightly later than usual, but I'm always going to bring you the shows. You lot already know that. Well, all the regulars know that anyway. Big up to all the regulars as always. Big up to all the new people as well. We have recently just gone over 7,000 subscribers. So claps and applause to everyone who's supporting. It is now rolled to 8K. It's now rolled to 8,000 subscribers, people. But before we continue, make sure you hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching live right now, watching this back after the live. If you're listening on one of the audio platforms, make sure you follow on whatever audio platform that is, SoundCloud, Spotify, or iTunes. And like I said, bump up the likes as well. And on top of those two things, make sure share as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Make sure you share this across all the social media apps you are active on as well, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, wherever you're active. Click that share button. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. The work does not stop, people. The work does not stop. And also, link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. As you can see from the title, JADON, Sancho, Anthony Martial, and more, all available according to reports. So we'll be discussing all the players who are available, those two being, well, reports are saying available. Those two are the most notable. And how much funds we could raise. Manchester United could raise at least 150 million off all them players if it is indeed true. Big up to Rafa, who says, get the likes up, my people. Big up Warrior J, who says, yo, big up Flawless. Everyone hit the like and subscribe. Big up Star-Lord says, big up everyone. Big up absolutely everyone. I've had a really bad day, so hopefully a little football chat will make it a little better. Let's go, Star-Lord, man. Let's turn that day around, man. Let's turn that day around. Big up every time, Star-Lord. To Smile, who says, Sancho ain't getting sold unless we really go and get Neymar, because if we truly have no P's, it makes no sense. I wouldn't say that, because reports did say it's on offers. I think if we get an offer, the report said 45 million. I think if we get 40, 45 million, 50 million, or anything north of that, I think he's gone. 110%, I think he's gone. Like, will we get that is the conversation. And this whole thing, where is this rumor come from that Manchester United have got no money? That's what I want to know. Somebody let me know in the chat where this actually stemmed from, that stated Manchester United have no money. In regards to when do we not buy in the summer? Like, I don't know if it's because of the Mason Mount deal and us not wanting to pay that people assume that Manchester United have got money. No, we just don't want to pay more for Mason Mount. Because I guarantee if we did go in for Caicedo or we go get out, Manchester United will spend minimum to me at least 150 million. At least. And that's without sales. So this whole thing of, Manchester United won't sign any, I don't really get it. Big up to Matthew every single time. Says, big up Flawless. 45 million for Sancho to me is too cheap, but we know how bad at transfers, buying and selling the club is like. The thing is, I think it's a good price. I'm not going to lie. I think 45, 50 million is a good price, considering we signed him for 70. We signed him for 70 million. How much? Yeah, 70 million, and he's flopped. So therefore, his price has gone down. I think getting 45 to 50, I think taking a 20, 25 million loss on Sancho is incredible, would be incredible. I think that's very, very smart business to get more than half. Like, how much is he actually worth? Like, think about it now. If Sancho had performed like this for another football club, how much would we be willing to spend on him? That's the question I ask people in the chat. I personally think that's great business. That's just me. I will run through the list as well. Big up to Lexus. Big up Theo as well. Big up to, is that Chin? Yeah, I'll just call you Liuka. I don't want to butcher your name. Says big up Flawless on the 7K subs. Theo Christian says, congratulations on that milestone. Big up. He says, I'm at work. I'm locked in. Big up. Warrior J said, I just came from Lewis's channel. Sheesh, another crazy stream from Lewis. Big up my guy, Carefree Lewis G, every single time. Labib Hassan says, Mason Mount will report for training and make himself available for Chelsea's preseason tour of the United States if a move to Manchester United remains on hold. That deal's not going to get done. I've been saying this, and that's not just because I hope it doesn't get done. I've said already, as soon as the information came out regarding Mason Mount, I went straight to acceptance. Manchester United want to buy him. Chelsea want to sell him. He has a year left on his deal. And then when they knocked the first bid back, when the Havertz deal got done, I went back to bargaining. And I was like, Chelsea may be stupid enough to price him out of the deal. And then they lowered the price. No, then we made the second bid. It got rejected. Then they lowered the price. As soon as they lowered the price, I went back to acceptance. I was like, this is definitely getting done. Now they rejected the third bid. We're standing firm. I don't think this gets done. That's why you hear people will say it's PR, which could be the case, but this should be an easy deal to make. There should be no obstacles whatsoever. The price is this much of an obstacle. Like I said, all parties want the deal done. Mason Mount wants to move to Manchester United. Manchester United want Mason Mount to move to Manchester United. And Chelsea want Mason Mount to move to Manchester United. So all three parties involved want the same thing. Yeah, this deal is not getting done. Telling you, I don't think it happens. Big up you, Raj, as well. It says big up, Flawless. Big up to you. Yeah, that's the same. And big up for putting the source. That's from at Matt_law_DT as well. Big up Jesse Uptown. Says good day, Flawless. Fresh from the 7K celebrations, you already know. Big up to Neo, who says big up lads, road to 10K. Absolutely as well. Let's see. Smile says they are saying we haven't cleared payments from last summer or something like that, and then FFP reasons as well. Oh, we've definitely not cleared payments from last summer, but we hadn't cleared. I don't believe we'd cleared payments from summers before. I don't think we paid all the transfers. Like I said, there's a will, there's a way. Trust me, there's a will, there's a way. Let's see what else. I get to this thoughts on. So Jesse says thoughts on Rabiot and Onana deals being close. Sauce, because I didn't know those two deals have been close. But before I continue, there's over 60 of you lot now in here. Big up. We are only at 30 likes though. Like check 1 2 1 2. Like check 1 2 1 2. Get us up to 50 likes, people. Get us up to 50 likes. And hit the subscribe button as well. We're at 7,041. Looking for 4 more subscribers, people. Just 4 more subscribers. There's over 60 of you lot in the building. I know there's at least 4 people who haven't subscribed. When you enter the city of Sarcasm, when you enter the city, people, pay the toll, which is hit the like button, which is free. You know what I'm saying? Where else is tax free in any city, in anywhere in the world? So make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe as well. So we're looking to get to 50 likes and we're looking for 4 more subscribers as well. And of course, if you do indeed super chat, people, I will get straight to your comment or your question. But let's try to get over 80 in here because we're now at 65 as well. Let me actually try and find what I was looking for. Let me try and find the actual list itself because there's a lot of names on the list. Some players I'd forgotten about. I don't know how true the prices were. Like I said, it was from at Chris Wheeler DM. So I don't know how reliable of a source he is. I always tell you that obviously we know Ornstein, Romano, like they're the main two. But outside of that, I'm not too sure in regards to take it all with a pinch of salt, but it makes for an interesting conversation. But Chris Wheeler, from what I've seen, seems to be fairly reliable and people hold him up as a credible source. So hopefully it's true, like I said, because we got so much deadwood to get rid of out of this squad. Now this thing wants to move slow. I don't know what's going on while I'm trying to pull this up. Let's see. And look, Matthew says it there.
There is another
1 second. My bad.
There is another.
Let's see this. That's about Rabiot as well, just randomly, you know what I'm saying? Randomly about Rabiot. Manchester United have had 3 bids for Mount rejected by Chelsea, but the England international has not requested to leave the club. See, I don't believe this though. As much as I want to believe this, I don't believe this. If you've not requested to leave the club, why would you sign a deal elsewhere? He's agreed personal terms with Manchester United. We all know he's agreed personal terms with Manchester United. That's one thing that's well known. So if you don't want to leave, why would you agree personal terms with someone? I think that's nonsense. I don't believe that. I think that's PR from his team. I don't understand that whatsoever. So you don't want to leave, but you've agreed personal terms with another club. Make that make sense. Of course you want to leave. You don't want to stay and fight for your place. Reports also came out stating he had rejected a new deal as well. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Let me see what else is. Yeah, and I like the fact that I'm seeing this here as well, saying United remain convinced Mason Mount wants to join them from Chelsea, but are refusing to get embroiled in the negotiations over what they view as the United tax. And that's from Sis Tony 67. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's the type of thing. United tax is real. Stand firm. Stand firm. But here's the list. Yeah, that's why I'm not sure this Matt Law is credible. Yeah, man, we're going to find out. But yeah, this is the United list. So we've got, could go at the right price. You got JADON Sancho, 45 million. Anthony Martial, 25 million. Then for sale, Donny van der Beek, 20 million. Fred, 20 million. Alanga, 20 million. Hannibal, 13 million. Tellez, 10 million. Eric Bailly, 10 million. Brandon Williams, 2 million. No, Eric Bailly, 2 million. Brandon Williams, 5 million. And then we'll listen to offers. Harry Maguire, 40 million. Scott McTominay, 40 million. And Dean Henderson, 20 million. For me, yeah, Matt Law writes about, yeah. That's why I was like, I'm not sure. But in regards to it, could go at the right price. Jadon Sancho, I've spoken on. If we get 45 or anything north of that, I'd move him on 110%. And I rate Jadon Sancho highly. I do in terms of a talent, but it's more than talent now. It's much more than talent. Much more than talent. In regards to Anthony Martial, done with him. If we managed to somehow get 65 million, 70 million for those two, that'd be a great window. Donny van der Beek, 20 million. I think that's fair. Fred, not good enough, move him on. Alango, I don't see us getting 20 million for him, but I'd take half that. I'd take 5. Hannibal, I've not seen like that. So anything we get from him, get for him as a bonus. Tellez, time to move on. Bailly, time to move on. Brandon Williams, time to move on. As in regards to the will and listen to offers, Harry Maguire, 10 million for him is a steal. I'd like reports I'd stated earlier. Well, was it last month or a few weeks ago, stating that we would have to pay him 10 million to get rid of him. I think that'd be a great investment. Scott McTominay, time to go as well. And same with Dean Henderson. So this is a lot of money. Even when I totaled this up, I think it came up to, when I totaled it up, was it like, it was north of 200 million anyway, because I was just doing random estimates. I didn't do the exact maths, but it's north of 200 million. You got what, like, yeah, 40. So even here, according to this, for Maguire, McTominay, Henderson, that's 100 million right there by itself. That's 100 million by itself. Never mind add on the 45 million for Sancho and then the 25 million for Martial. See, you're closing in on 200 million already. And then adding Donny van der Beek, Fred, Alango. It's over 200 M's there. Do I think you get all these prices for these players? No, but what I'm saying is even if you get half, it's still 100 million. Could easily get, how many players is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Adding Zidane Iqbal as well. So you get 10 million for all these players. That's 130 million. And it's not crazy you get more than 10 million for some of them players, but I'm just doing that as a rough estimate. And that 130 million could, not saying it will, could potentially going back into player sales as well. Big up to Matthew, who says, breaking furious Manchester United fans to protest against Glazers at Club's Megastore. That's from Mike Keegan. Hey, salute to the fans, I suppose, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you can do to put pressure on the Glazers, I respect. That's fair. But yeah, all these players can go, man. All these players can go. Plus more, I know there's people they've probably forgotten, but I'm all for that. And one report I did like as well, I don't know how reliable it was saying, because we're in for Rabiot, which I'll get to, was saying that Casemiro wasn't instead of Rabiot. It was supposed to be Rabiot and Casemiro. I'm all for it. And reports even came out, like, I think it was yesterday I seen it, I can't remember where it was from, saying that it's Mount and. So we're looking at 2 midfielders, which is good. And that's one thing I rate Ten Hag for, is he's realized how poor our midfield is and is going to improve that. That's why he signed the player there every single window. He's had 2 windows. He's had a 1 summer window, 1 January transfer window. He's bought midfielders each. He bought Casemiro, he bought Eriksen in the summer, and then he went again in January and bought Sabitzer. And look, even now, again, whether you agree or disagree with the Mount signing, he's gone again with Mount. We're going again with Rabiot, according to reports. So he is really trying to improve that area heavily, which I'm all for. Let's see what else you lot saying. Nick Nash says 45 million for Sancho is an insult. When Chelsea wants 65 million for Mount, Sancho is a far superior player and therefore worth a lot more money. Here's the thing is, there's a big, and I was thinking about this yesterday, there's a huge difference between value, what someone values something, and what it's worth. You can clubs can value a player at any price they want, but the actual transfer market determines what he's worth. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea values Mount at 65 million. The reason why I disagree with this, Nick, is because they haven't got the 65 million for him. So they, like I said, they can value him at whatever he wants. What is he worth is determined by the market. Guess what? If we sign him for 55 million, for example, that's his worth in the market. Keep saying this. What you value Sancho at and what he's worth is different conversations. Who's coming in for him? Because for Mount, there's only 1 club in for him. Yeah, reports came out saying, oh, Bayern Munich, we're looking at him, no bid. That's why I say all the time about people who rate players. If this player's on the market, who's coming in for him? De Gea is a prime example of that. The only place he's been linked to is Saudi Arabia. That lets you know his value. Now let's flip that and say Casemiro was available this summer. He's going to a top European club. There's going to be top European clubs interested in him. Top European clubs are going to bid for him. Same with Alessandro Martinez, for example. Fred, different conversation. Scott McTominay, different conversation. Sancho, different conversation. So to say this, I disagree. Yeah, Chelsea can want what they want. Doesn't mean they'll get it though. Same way we can want what we want with Sancho. We could say, all right, give us. We could say, yo, value Sancho. Yeah, we want our money back. We want 70 million. If no one bids for him, guess what? He's not worth that 70 million. That's his. To Ibrahim, that's what it is. Ibrahim says, mentioned prices are good, but issue is, do we get them prices? No, I don't think we get them prices. Not in the slightest. That's why I take them prices with a pinch of salt. I do not believe we get them. We get them prices. Let's say big up Surfer in the cup, big up Jez as well. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat. Continue to get your questions in. Let's see. Ed says, we could, but realistically, this is a club that couldn't even get a J-Lings deal done when it was a layup. I believe it when I see it. I have very little faith in our ability to sell. Here's the thing is, people, who are we selling that's high in terms of stocks? Like, who are we selling? Like, Lingard got let go on a free. That's just bad business on our part. Lingard was on a free. Pogba left on a free. I think Matic, I think we sold Matic. Well, Mata, I don't know if he was let go on a free, but like they're not performing at a high level. Like 45, 50 million for Sancho is a steal. Because he's not performed. Like I said, if he had performed like that elsewhere in the Premier League at a top club and we was in for him for 45, 50 million, our fan base would be irate. We'd be like, he's not worth that. Mount's done more than him, and we don't think Mount is worth that. And don't get it mistaken, people. Sancho's a better player than Mason Mount. But in their time, in the past 2 to 3 years, Mason Mount has performed better than Sancho at Manchester United. And we don't think Sancho is worth that. So what I mean, we don't think Mount's worth that. And Mount has more credit in the bank because he's actually performed to a better level than the Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho actually hasn't had a good season here. You cannot say that with Mount. Bear in mind, I'm off. Like I said, I don't rate either highly. I think, but don't get it mistaken, people, when I say this, Sancho's talented. It's just the wrong league, wrong time. It's just not the right time for him whatsoever. It's the wrong league in the wrong team. The wrong players, man. He's just in the wrong era. It's pace and power. I say it all the time. Flawless of the players mentioned for sale. Who do you think will go? Who do you think will stay? I have no idea. I think it's just all dependent on the offers. I think if we get good offers for any of those players, they're gone. So a Martial, a Sancho, a Maguire, a McTominay, a Fred, a Donny van der Beek. I think it's all offer dependent. It's all offer dependent. Nah, Eriksen shouldn't be gone. I disagree with this whatsoever. He should be here as a squad player. 110%. Eriksen as a squad player is good. You keep saying it's Onana coming in, the hair going out July the 1st. Source, Lexus. Where is this? Source. What are we doing? Source. Manchester United have an interest from Premier League clubs in Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Bournemouth, Crystal Palace and Fulham all inquired about the 25-year-old earlier this year, but was too much. That's from Simon Jones, the mail. Big up to Matthew. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense clubs being interested. I keep him, though, as a squad player, 110%. Like I just mentioned, Eriksen. Them squad players there are invaluable. I don't know why people want to sell Eriksen. Eriksen as a squad player is a good player to have. I really don't get the trying to move him on. Big up to Dennis who says, big up Flawless NYC is vibes. Congrats on 7K, man. And that special yesterday. Black Diamond killed me. Yeah, he was on one. It's crazy. Imran says, we ain't ever getting rid of Martial. I won't lie to you. Why would we not get rid of Martial? I don't get it. Of the list, who would you keep, if any? None of them. Won't keep any of them. Problem is, many of those players are on dumb contracts. So even if we agree a free, I worry many won't leave unless we pay them off. Word to Riley Freeman from the Boondocks. You got to pay the cost to do business. I do agree with you here, Ed. Because of the big money, big money, the majority of our players are on, not obviously your Alangas and Tellers and players like that, but your McTominays and Maguires, etc. We might have to pay the cost to do the business, man. That's it. Do you believe we'll get the required 6 players before the season starts? No, I think we get 4. Max 5. I'm saying. Between bare minimum 3, max 5. So anything from 3 to 5, I think we'll get. Grace says, imagine Sancho goes and Ahmed needs another load and we only get 1 striker and we keep Martial, we will be screwed. Only 3 wingers, Højlund, who isn't proven and unfit, Martial. If Sancho goes, We should keep, you know what? Whether Sancho goes or stays, we should keep Diallo. Because then we got 4 wingers. No, 5. Because you got Palestri. You'd have Rashford, Garnacho. You'd have Anthony Diallo. And you'd have Palestri. I like that 5. That's calm. You know what I'm saying? Bruno can also play wide right as well. So I'll be calm with that. No issues with that whatsoever. In regards to that, we definitely need 2 strikers. I do agree. And then even if we do keep Martial, that's 3 strikers right there. Højlund, I don't get who isn't proven. Most players ain't proven. Like I take that with a pinch of salt. Most players ain't proven. So I'm not really too fussed about that. That's not a concern of mine with Højlund. It's really not. Hey, 49 likes, people. Over 85 of you are in the building. Get us up to 60 likes, please. Get us up to 60 likes. Continue to get your questions in as well. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, did I start a couple? I did. Yeah, Jesse said this as well. You lot got to start dropping sources, thoughts, and Rabiot and Onana deals being close. Since where? Who said this? Where is this? When in regards to Rabiot, I'm for the deal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm for the deal 110% in terms of Rabiot. Like, but he has to be back up to the backup. Simple as that. It can't be Rabiot just and he's starting every game. No, I keep saying it should be Casemiro, back up to Casemiro, major upgrade on Eriksen, and then you have a Rabiot. That's your 5. Cool. We don't see Rabiot often. That's cool. He's experienced, technically sound, good ball carrier. Cool. I have no issues with that. With Onana, I've not watched him like that, but we need a new goalkeeper. And it's somebody Ten Hag knows. So if Ten Hag decides to go with Onana, cool. That's me fully backing the manager because I've not watched Onana like that. I've only seen him in the Champions League final and the 2 legs in the semi-final. So it'd be unfair to judge it. Very, very unfair to judge it. Oh, shit. You lot can still hear me. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, with both those deals, I'd be very happy in particular with the latter. 110%. It needs to get done. It's clean his room as well. But here we are. Flawless, if you get 4 new players and your fans will gas it and say that you're in a title race, but you need more than that. Of course, you know what our fan base is like. You've been here often enough. I had to debate with our fan base this season just gone about Manchester United. 1, not only being in a legitimate title race, but 2, winning it. What did I keep saying? Look at the team. You're like, oh, why are you not saying Manchester United in the title race? All right, say we are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're in the title race or not. Simply because we can't win the league title. So I don't really particularly care like that. I don't. Has Qatar news died down? No, I think it's getting done. I think that's what not when I say getting done, that's what they're negotiating. Because you've heard nothing. So I'm just presuming Qatar, they're now negotiating, which is what I like. This deal is gonna take time. So I'm saying I'm glad it's died down and there's nothing going on. I don't need to be hearing about it every day. Fresh out the deal. I'm very worried about our transfer window. We need technical players in midfield. Ten Hag wants PMP. This manager worries me too. I wouldn't be worried about the manager because we've seen the difference he's made. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let the manager do his thing. That's what I would say. If that technical players is not the way he wants to go, so let him go the pace and power out. We've seen the impact he had this season just gone. Let him do his thing. Because every manager's not going to pick players you want and a style you want. Let him do his thing. That's what I'd say to that. And if he fails, he fails. There's more than one way to win football matches and be successful. So if he wants to go the pace and power out, cool. No issues. I just don't like the mount deal. Let's see what else you like. All right. Matthew says, Ten Hag is a known admirer of FC Utrecht midfielder Taylor Booth. Their Manchester United boss sees the USA international as an alternative to Mount, and that's from Simon Jones in the Mail. Yeah, first. Eriksen's legs are gone. He's a decent backup here and there, but we actually need better eventually. Yeah, we need better eventually, but not right now. We all know Eriksen's legs are gone, but we know the impact he can have because the first half of the season, he was very good and played an impact, and Manchester United having a successful season. But he shouldn't be starting. No, he should be backup, which I'm all for. I'm all for whatsoever. See, and this is the prime example of, because people say, oh, I want technical ballers. I don't want pace and power. But Eriksen's a technical baller. And then people say, oh, I want pace and power. I want legs. Like, yes, the ideal scenario is both. But like I say, Eriksen's a good player. Good player, solid backup. You know what he's going to give you. Especially like if he's utilized that as well. Flawless, which season do you think pace and power took over actual technical ability? It's a great question, Alwyn. I don't know, but what I will know is I only fully realized it this season. And when I say this season, I'm talking a few weeks into the season. But before the start of the season, I was like, yeah, man, we can get something out of Sancho and do this, that, and the third. And I was leaning more towards the technical ballers. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what I seen, or did someone say something to me that the penny dropped? I was like, oh, it's a pace and power league. And football is pace and power. I didn't realize. If I would have known that, I would have seen the season Sancho was gonna have. I would have seen how certain players are gonna struggle. It might have been the João Felix deal. You know what I'm saying? It might have been for me personally, because like I can't say when like it actually started itself, but it may have been. But João Felix was January, so I'd realized it by then. So something happened early, like August, September, like early in the season. But I can't remember the exact conversation, and it just dawned on me. I was like, this is a pace and power league, in particular attackers as well. Like it's a wrap. Like legit, that's what it is. It's unfortunate, but and people don't like it. People talk about technical. Yo, you gotta have impact in games, man. Having technique is all well and good. Like a Sancho, like a João Felix. You don't have pace and power, you're gonna struggle, in particular in the Premier League. Simple as that. Simple as that. And we see it. The only news on Rabiot I know is from Sky Italia that he asked Pogba about United. First. Need to get one top striker, 2 midfielders, 1 right back, 1 centre back, and goalkeeper. And so far, I got nothing. Rajat, relax. These things take time. Man saying so far, I got nothing. I go through it again. Manchester City have signed 1 player. Arsenal have signed 1 player. Terrible signing. Worst side of the window, by the way. Liverpool have signed 1 player. Spurs have signed 1 player. You are missing. Who's that? Liverpool have signed. I said Liverpool. Chelsea have signed 0 players. So whoever so far got nothing. These things, the window's been open 1 week. Like, just relax. I don't get this. Oh, I got nothing. So who's got everything? Nobody. Who's actually made good signings? Who's improved their first team? Manchester City haven't improved their first team. Liverpool have improved their first team. Chelsea haven't improved their first team. Arsenal haven't improved their first team. We're talking about, who did Spurs actually sign? Someone in the chat, let me know. So 1 out of the teams around us has improved the actual first team. Right, we gotta relax. Yeah. And to J Bruce says, people in the England squad said Mount was probably the most technical player in the squad. I think he's just PMP. I don't even think he's PMP, he's just energetic. That's what it is. There we go. This is from Mason Mount to Manchester United is likely to get done. United are not serious about signing Casado, and that's from Jacobs Ben. Like I said, I don't know how reliable he is. Jesse says, when do we start to panic about transfers? August. We ain't got anybody in by August. That's what it is. Because this whole thing of, yes, in an ideal scenario, you want your players in for preseason and them to settle in. Casemiro was one of our best players this season. When was he here? After the season had started. So that goes to show you don't necessarily need preseason to settle in and have major impact over a season. People just like complaining. But I would say August. That's when I'd be like, all right, if we've not signed anyone by August, not even preseason. Again, preseason's ideal world. But guess what? We don't live in an ideal world. Manchester United don't do ideal business. We've all been Manchester United fans for long enough here. At least a decade and a half. So when have Manchester United ever done that? Like I say, Casemiro's the prime example. Last season, he was signed after we lost our first 2 games and was one of our best players last season and had major impact. So just relax, people. August, when I look at it, once it hits August the 1st, I'll be weighing it up because then you got a month left. People just want to, oh, we've done nothing and what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And that, like, people just need to relax. Let's see. It seems like whoever gives Rabiot the bigger check wins. Feels like they're constantly playing both sides. Smart business on him and his mother's part, I guess. Get your bag, of course. Spurs signed a keeper. Did they sign Rail? Was it Rail they signed? Sancho lost that fire when he signed with Manchester United. You could tell in his final season at Dortmund. See, I disagree with this. People always talk about fire and like his mentality and passion. I don't think it's that. I don't believe it's that. It's just the wrong league for him at the wrong time. I don't think Jadon Sancho's not trying. He's just not the player that people want. He's not that type of player. He's not explosive. He's not direct. That's what people want. Justin Zidane Iqbal's transfer to Urect is worth around 850,000 and includes a 40% resale clause and a buyout clause. Hey, that's good business then. If he does go on for big money, we get 40%. Don't get me wrong, PMP is effective, but tech players give you more control of the game, which is why City's on top. No, City are both. People need to stop doing this. City are both. City are technique and pace and power. Let's not do that. They are both. Stop it. They're both. They are pace and power and technique. Stop it with this whole Manchester City thing. Like, is there the odd player who's just technique? Yes, but the vast majority of their players have pace and power or both, or at least power and both. Like Ruben Diaz, technically sound, he's pace and power. Kyle Walker, pace and power. Rico Lewis, pace and power. Obviously, Rico Lewis is also technical. KDB is both. What are we doing here? Bernardo Silva, he's powerful. He may not be the quickest, he may not be pace, but he's powerful. He's direct. He's intense. Jack Grealish the same, not the quickest, but powerful. Haaland goes without saying that he's both. What are we doing here? What are we talking about? Ake, both. Like, what are we doing? So let's not act like City are just technique. No, they're pace and power. Like, stop it. Like, they're a mix of both. Yeah, 60-40 is cool, but my point is they're a mix of both. That's why I say go and get both. I don't like the way people be crapping on pace and power like it's, oh, you just need technique. No, then you just end up with a bunch of João Felixes. You know what I'm saying? Who everyone rates highly. So why can't he move to a top club? Like, this goes back to what I was saying about what you're worth and your value. People can think his value is whatever. The market determines your worth. Who's João Felix been linked to? Chelsea don't want him back. Atletico Madrid don't want him. Wolves is the only team I've seen him be linked to. A mid-table Premier League side. We doing here. Come on, man, people. Let's just start being honest. Please. Let's see. Yes, Jay Brew, I'm with you. To be honest, I'd rather get Caicedo now and Mount on a free next season. I'm with you on the first part. Bring me Caicedo. I don't want Mount at all. I don't. Big up the G, who says, big up Flawless. The only signing I want is the shake. I hear you. Yeah, smile. People like being stressed for the sake of being stressed in July. We're in June. We're even July yet. The window closes September the 1st. And we're not even in July. No transfers before the sale. What do you think? No, because if Chelsea accept this bid for Mason Mount, this deal will get done. Oh, see, so it's a brother from Italy. Okay, I don't even know him, so I can't say whether he improves that first team or not. Hey, big up Trinidad Red Devil, who says, if Ten Hag had that same energy to sign Caicedo instead of Mount, we probably would have signed him and just get Mount on a free, but he's moving so crazy right now. That's his preferred option, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But not cool, but like that's what he wants. Like it's fair. It's like I always say, every manager, you're not gonna agree with his decisions. You're not going to agree with every manager's decisions. Before I continue, over 100K in here, people. 100K. I wish there was over 100K. Over 100 people in here. Over 100 people. We're at 67 likes. Get us up to 90 likes, people. Hit that like button. Get us up to 90 likes, please. And we should have had more subscribers as well. Pay the toll as you enter the city. Pay the tax in the city of Sarcasm, people. We're at 7,043. Looking for 2 more subscribers. There's over 100 of you like in here right now. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. And let's bump up them likes. We're at 72 likes. Get us up to 90 likes. Big up to the young G Nero, who says, Flawless, what's your thoughts on Bruno being the captain for next year? I'm not really too fussed. The reason why I say I'm not too fussed is I think people overestimate the impact of the captaincy. I've said it before, I say it again. If you're a captain and you display captain-like attributes and you're displaying leadership, with or without the armband, you're going to display those things. All our great captains were captains before they got the armband. So Roy Keane, for example, was displaying leadership and captain-like qualities before he got the armband. Same for a Steve Bruce. Same for a Gary Neville. Same for a Rio Ferdinand. Same for a Paul Scholes. Like, same for a Ryan Giggs. Same for a Nemanja Vidic, a Patrice Evra. All of these players were captain-like. They didn't get the armband and then all of a sudden started acting captain-esque. So no, I don't really put too much thought on it. It just means he's gonna be a mainstay, which I don't really like. That's what I take out of that. That's the worst part about that. Big up C1 in the cut as well. David says the difference is Ten Hag's targets are not both. They are only PMP, which is why we need De Jong type players to complement Casemiro. I disagree with that. That's not the case. because Rabiot is definitely a mix of both. Casado is definitely a mix of both. Lavia is a mix of both. The only midfielder we've been linked with who's not a mix of both is Mason Mount. Who else? Someone let me know in the chat. All the midfielders I just named are a mix of both, whether it's 50-50, 60-40, they're a mix of both. What are we talking about? Whether you rate them players or not, they're a mix of both, so that's not correct. Flawless, you seen how much Napoli had demanded for Osimhen, they'll be priced out of a move like Koulibaly was for years. Nah, I hear you. Yeah, exactly what you're saying. And yeah, JB, smart business for everyone complaining about it. Look, good business. Zidane Iqbal, yeah, joined Urect around 850 for 850k. This deal includes a 40% sell-on clause and a buyback clause. That's from Rob Dawson, ESPN. The loan deal is surprisingly smart. Well, it's not a loan deal, but yeah, the deal is surprisingly smart from us. It's smart, 40%. So now if he goes on to be this guy that everyone thinks he is, and they sell him for 80 million, we get 40% of that. Now that's smart. 40% sell-on and a buyback clause. The feeling is that he isn't quite ready for the physicality of the Premier League, but club's not ruling out a return if he develops in Holland. That's from Rob Dawson, ESPN as well. Let's see. Anything above 65 million for Mason Mount is haram, says Alwyn. Any fee for him is just not right. I'm telling you, it's just not right. Do you think Mount would do a false 9 job in the Ten Hag system like Tadic at Ajax? No, because I don't think Mason Mount is technically good enough to do that. This club is a joke at selling. Why Cheese Doodle? To Cheese Doodle, who did we sell that you're not happy about? Because people keep saying this. Is it Zidane Iqbal? That's a good deal. 40% of his 40% sell-on clause. That's good. I'm not sure how it will work. So if we activate the buyback, will the 40% sell-on be taken off our fee? Depends. There might be a fixed fee for the buyback. It could be, say, for example, 2 million. So maybe not. So Iqbal may have a 40% clause, but club should have been sold for 5 to 10 million. Why should he have been sold to 5 to 10 million? Based off of what? People keep saying this. Why should Zidane Iqbal been sold for 5 to 10 million? He's done nothing in senior sport. Like I said, what we think he's worth is a different thing to his value. What we talking about? If that's the case, all these teams would have been in for him. Why should he have been sold for? Where are we getting this valuation of 5 to 10 million? Someone please tell. People can say, oh, we should have sold him for more. Based off of what? Show me footballing evidence that states we should have sold him for 5 to 10 million. Somebody please. Not feelings, not reserves, not preseason, not comps. Why should we have sold this man for 5 to 10 million? Bear in mind, I'm not saying he's not worth it. I'm saying we haven't seen. All right, to Ravant, who said City do it all the time. Players who have done nothing that sold for millions. All right, name them players then. Name the players. We'll give you in the past 10 years. Name all these players Manchester City have sold for millions who have done nothing. Bear in mind, they just sold Lavia for peanuts. What's the worst deal, people, to everyone in the chat? Selling Zidane Iqbal for 850k with a 40% sell-on clause, or Lavia for 10 million, I think it was, 13 million, and having a buyback clause, but it doesn't activate to 2024. Someone tell me which is the worst deal. Someone tell me. Technical players from UK, especially United, is rare, therefore 5 to 10 million. How do you know he's technical? How do we know that translates? Again, people just saying anything. So because he's a technical baller, he should go for 5 to. How do we know he's technical? How? How do we know he's in the professional game? How? Yeah, exactly. People just be saying anything, Jez. This is why people just be saying that. And this ain't Twitter. This is not social media. So you're not just going to say anything and it's not. Like I said, no. Answer the question, my guy, Ravante. You made a point. You know what I'm saying? You made a point. You said City do it all the time at players who have done nothing. So name the players that Manchester City have sold for millions. You've made a statement. Now back up the statement. Same way when I make a statement, I'm asked to back it up. I'm now asking you to do the same thing. So name these players. I'll give you the past. We're in 2023. I'll give you from 2013. Name these Manchester City players. Flawless, based on potential, you can make the argument for 5-10 million. Based off potential of what? Potential of what? What has happened? What has he done? Someone tell me. Someone tell me, please, I beg. Because this is a conversation we seem to continue to have. Somebody name me why. Where is this potential? What has he done in the senior game to say he's worth 5 to 10 million? Apart from the fact it was hype because he came through guaranteed. Like he's the only technical baller to came through. What are we talking about? Big up to Matthew. It says Manchester United target Rabiot will sign a renewal with Juventus on Wednesday. An agreement has been reached with the mobile agent, and that's from at core/sport mixed stories with Rabiot. Again, so nobody's got anything then. I'm still waiting for all these City players as well. I'm still waiting for all these City players they've sold through their academy, people who have done nothing in the game. Because people just be saying anything based on what he can do in the future. But that's all hearsay. They valued him at 850K. Where were the other teams that were in for him? If he's this good and he has this much potential, where are the teams in for him? Where? No, Pedro Porro, that's 6-7. I said from City. You said specifically City, so we're sticking with that, Ravante. We're not going off that. Name the players City have sold for millions who have done nothing in the game. Again, I just keep asking the question. Because people just rarely just be jumping on here and saying anything. That don't make no sense. Every academy player has potential. Who's determined what it is? Like, what we talking about? What we on about? What we doing? What we doing? Just say anything. Just say anything. That's just the blatant lie. Again, emotions, people got to stop clouding their, you know what I'm saying? Clouding their emotions. Porro wasn't at Manchester City. So what we talking about? Porro was not at Manchester City. What we doing? So again, you mentioned Manchester City, so that's who we're sticking with. Name all these players. I've given you 10 years. You said this, City do it all the time. Players who have done nothing sold for millions. So who are these players City have sold who have done nothing? I'm using your words, who have done nothing that they've sold for millions. I've given you 10 years. Name me 10 players. That's one a year. Name me 5. That's one every 2 years. Again, people, I'll say we got to stop this. We got to stop this. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop this. Pedro Porro was from City. I'm looking here. There's no City on this thing. Porro wasn't from City. Where's Porro? Pedro Porro. Was at Spurs. I'm looking here. No, he wasn't. So you man talk. Which Porro you man talking about? I'm looking here right now. Are you man talking about a different Porro? I'm saying, what we talking about? Yeah, Eddie, have to be, man, on smoke, because people just be in here saying anything, just trying to, like, there's plenty to criticize in regards to Manchester United. I say it all the time, so much. Selling it that Zidane Iqbal is not one of those things, I'm sorry. And then people just be saying anything. Okay, we'll give you Porro, 1. How much did it? All right, so Porro, 1. The one from Spurs was from City. Okay, that's 1. Name the rest. Name the rest, people. So we've got 1 in 10 years. Name the rest. All right, Ravante, that's 1. I'll give you that. That's 1. That's 1. In particular, we're going off your words. You know what I'm saying? You said City sell all these players for millions who have done nothing in the game. That's 1. Name the rest. This is going to be good. I just want names. Because all these players, it should be easy to name. I've been asking this question for the past 5-10 minutes now. So it should be easy. Or am I just over-exaggerating per usual? Well, you're not even paying attention to the conversation, so you're just talking nonsense. Sancho didn't go for big money. Sancho went for 250K more than so that doesn't count. Again, people not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's 2. Go on, keep going, Ravante. We got 2 in 10 years. We got 2. Keep going. Well, I'll wait. We got time. While we waiting, people, bump up the likes. People, we're at 83. Get us up to 100 likes, please. I'm saying we got 2. This is it. It's loads of players, so they should be listing all these names quick. Why is it coming through in ones? Why is it coming through in ones? Name all these players. Name all these players. Please, I beg. What are we doing here? At Manchester City in particular. I don't know why people are naming non-Manchester City players. We're talking Manchester City. These players, they sold for millions. Millions. Name them. That's 3. Come on, keep going. You got 3 in 10 years. Keep going. Keep going. I rarely just pop up to talk rubbish, you know. Keep going. Yeah. He has a buyback clause. It has a buyback clause. Exactly. I'm not counting anyone. Rosa for 2 million. Lavia was no, we're not counting because that's a terrible deal. If we did the Lavia deal, people would be absolutely crying right now if we did what City did with Lavia. So I'm not accepting Lavia whatsoever. Not accepting Lavia. Rosa was 2 million, Murray was 3 million. So they're not much more. 5 million, I'll give you that one. I'm not giving you no 2 million or 3 million when we just sold Zidane Iqbal for 850k. Nah, I'm not giving Lavia. Nope, we're not taking Lavia. If we did the Lavia deal, people would be irate if we sold a player for that caliber for 18 million. Not doing it. And put a buyback clause in his deal that didn't activate till 2024. And now he's going to go for 50, 60 M's. That fan base would be uproar. Look how we're in uproar over Lavia. Imagine, uproar over Iqbal. Imagine what we'd be like with Lavia. So name all these names. We ain't even got to 10. Been asking for 15 minutes. We ain't even got to 10. So where's all these players? We got 3 in 10 years. I'm still waiting, people. And I get to this. Cheese Doodle, big up for the super chat as well. I'm going to get to this. I'm just here. This is just to prove a point. Yeah, man, listing guy sold for under 5 million like it's a huge fee. It's not a huge fee. Man said millions. So if we would have got 3 million for Zidane Iqbal, that would have been cool. So we would have got just over 2 million more. No, it is worth. No. Don't do that. It's worth arguing over because you going over the top. That's why it's not worth arguing over. Because if you had a list of names, 10, 15, 20 names, you write them and shut me up. That's what it is. But it's you going over the top. That's what that is. Because if I said that and you listed a hella names, you know what I'm saying? You listed hella names, I shut up. You said City sell all these players for all these players for millions. Where's all these players? You can't even name 10 in the past 10 years. It's one-offs. Man, are naming man for 2-3 million. Like I said, if we did the Lavia deal like that, our fan base would be mad upset. Mad upset. What are we doing here? Gotta stop this. Gotta stop this. Yeah, I know I have a point. You know what I'm saying? Imagine we did the Lavia deal. That's why I'm not hearing no Lavia thing. If we sold a player of that caliber for that cheap, put in a buyback clause that didn't activate to 2024 and he went to one of our rivals, our fan base would be in meltdown. A player of that caliber. Not only was it bad selling him for that, then the release clause in 2024. And don't get mistaken, people. City do exceptional business. I'm just saying in particular, that deal is awful. Kind of like people say, oh, we've not done business. Let us sign Kai Havertz. Arsenal have done terrible business. Like, what are we doing here? We got to relax. Relax. I'm telling you, people. Let me get back to the super chat anyway. Because we be having the same conversation and no one can't name names. It's like, oh, United sells so bad. Who sells well? I'm saying, could we sell better? Yeah, to an extent. But I don't think it's that much of a talking point. Flawless, what would be your ideal transfer window? Ideal. Goalkeeper, back up to Varane, 2 new fullbacks, right back and left back, back up to Casemiro, upgrade on Eriksen, upgrade on Bruno, 2 strikers. So that's a lot. So goalkeeper, back up centre back, 2 new fullbacks, back up to Casemiro, upgrade on Eriksen, upgrade on Bruno, 3 strikers, 10 players. And I do, if I had a crystal ball, you know what I'm saying, and I could, Wingardium Leviosa, so Manchester United were perfect 10 players. Won't happen though. Not a chance. But big up for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Big up Eddie as well. Large up everyone. Kudus or Mount Flawless. I've never seen Kudus, but I don't rate Mount, so I go with Kudus. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with Kudus just because. Just cause. You know. Just cause I'll go with the unknown. I go with the unknown. And I said, what about but is that Zunu? Didn't he go for a big fee? I'm not sure. Why am I mentioning Jack? Who's Jack Harrison? 12 million to Leeds. Why am I just mentioning just random names? What are we doing here? Why are we just mentioning random names? What's Jack Harrison? Was Jack Harrison from the City Academy or something? Is that it? And was that like what are we talking about? Bear in mind, he had played in the championship like for Middlesbrough, so no, he wasn't unknown. That's something Zidane Iqbal's not done. Like I said, so let me just to clarify, people, you have to have done something in the professional game. Like he's done nothing in the professional game. Not all his fault, by the way, because he's not got his opportunity. Yeah. Joa says club apparently won 45 million for Sancho, which wouldn't be bad after 2 dead seasons. Club usually just let players rot because they don't want to lose a profit. I'm with you. I think 45 million for a Sancho is brilliant business. It's brilliant business if that was the case to be done. Absolutely. A1. You lot continue to bump up the likes. We're at 94, man. 6 more likes, man. Get us up to 100 likes, people. Get us up to 100 likes, people. Get us up to 100 likes, please. Also, hit the subscribe button as well and continue to get your questions in. If you do indeed super chat, I'll get straight to your comments or questions as well. Have we even hit the subscriber mark? I'm just refreshing the screen. Yes, we have 7,046. We're now looking for 4 more subscribers. There's over 130 of you lot in here. Over 130 of you lot in here. Big up. Get us up to 7,050, please. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well. Make sure you do so. And to Jerry, who's mentioning all these names, okay, that's 4. Name the rest. Name the rest. Bear in mind, I guarantee if I look at this, some of these players would have played professional football at some form of level. But that's 4. You've got Nacho, Diaz, Luiz, Unal, Gun. 5. Name the rest. Name all these players City sell for all these millions. That's 5. Name the rest. That's what it is. Name the rest. To him, he says, what if we've all subscribed? Somebody's definitely not subscribed. Someone's definitely just watching. You know what I'm saying? Probably waiting to disagree with me. You know how the haters be. Like I say, you're not going to win on this one. You know why? Because most youth players don't go for that much money. That's why. If every youth team has, let's say it's 20 players in every youth side at every level, from reserves, under 23s, under 20s, and all the way down, and each of those have 20. How many of those players are being sold for millions? In the past 10 years, there's been a class of 20 come through. That's 200. Out of those 200 players in the past 10 years, how many have been sold for 10 million or more? Out of 200, probably not even 5%. What are we doing here? That's why man still can't. I asked for 10 names. The man still can't give me 10 names. What are we doing? And I bet if I Google, let me Google Iheanacho. Guaranteed Iheanacho played at some level. City just didn't sell him for nothing out of the blue. But people always want to change the question. So let's go into this. Might as well. Let's go into this. Hold up. Because we have this thing called, Google people, where you can search. So Iheanacho played for Manchester City in the Premier League, where he played 20. So he did not do nothing. He played 26 matches, got 8 goals, then played 20 matches and got 4 goals. So Iheanacho don't count. So let's just debunk this. Iheanacho don't count because he played. I don't think people either don't understand the question or just blatantly not listening. So yeah, you lot just gotta listen and pay attention. Iheanacho did not do nothing. If Zidane Iqbal had done that and had played 26 matches and then 20 matches and had 12 goals over that period, I'd be like, yeah, we should sell him for more than that. So Iheanacho don't count. Let's see. Who else? Who's the next one you named? Diaz. Hold up 1 second. What is? So that's one down. Again, people just be saying anything rather than just be like, right, you got a point. Let's see. 200,000. So we actually played some matches. He played 5 matches for them. Then moved to Real Madrid. I'm not sure how much for. Let me see. So yeah, he counts. He definitely counts. Fee 17 mil. That's a good price. Brahim Diaz counts. Who else? Douglas Luiz. Let's see. So that's 1. So we 1 and 2 right now, people. Brahim Diaz, I'll give you. Douglas Luiz. Had already played over in Brazil for Vasco da Gama. Then went out on loan to La Liga and played matches. So no, Douglas Luiz don't count. Douglas Luiz does not count. He's a product of the Vasco da Gama Academy. He was signed at the age of 19 by City, but then never played a competitive match during his time at the club due to work permit difficulties, being loaned out to La Liga side Girona twice, where he played. So Douglas Luiz don't count. So that's a myth. Who's this? Enes Unai. Let's get to this. Hold up. Enes Unai. You lot continue to bump up the likes as well. Hold up. Ivan. Who's it? Is it this guy? All right, cool. Enes Unai. Let's say he signed him. Hold up. So he went out on loan. So he don't count. Because he went out on loan to Genk. So he was in Belgium. He went out on loan to the Dutch league twice, then went to Villarreal. So he don't count either. All right? Because he went out on loan and actually played. So out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 of them actually count who had done nothing in the senior game. The rest of them have played. See how easy this is to do. I don't know why people lie like we can't just Google this stuff. But hey, we move. We move. Flawless, what was the question? Oh, Ravante Stat, he said this, City do it all the time. Players who have done nothing have sold for millions. So I said, all right, let's name all the players who have done nothing and sold for millions. And man mentioned man who have been out on loan and done something. Like I say, this Unai who I'd never heard of, but I'm like, all right, let me check this. Had been out on loan. I'm looking here, like I just stated. So he was signed by Manchester City, went out on loan to Genk, went to Breda in Holland, went to 20 in Holland as well, and played 12 matches, 11 matches, and 32 matches. So he's done something in the senior game. Yeah, 100%. Like, this is it. There isn't one. You're spitting. You got to play some senior level ball to get a fee. Oh, he's worth 5 to 10 million. Why? Oh, because he's technical. All right. All right. Yeah, and the thing is, 2-2, Chad, we did that. We got 40% and a buyback clause. But hey, ho, let's just complain because we're Manchester United fans in the world and the sky's falling. Yes. No, we just said this. Like, Brahim Diaz, yeah, he counts. Trippier, I don't know, but I bet if I Google all these, they don't all count. Who's my target for CM? I want Casado. I'm not gonna lie. That Casado, Casemiro midfield would be fire. You know what I'm saying? Be absolutely fire, without doubt. Would be. Yo, Starlo, it's not even about, the thing is, it's not even about roasting, it's just straight. We're not here sat back and forth going, talking about whether we rate a player or not. Like, all right, is such and such good enough for the first team? It's simple metrics. We put metrics in place. Because people have been complaining for the longest about the Zidane belting. So I'm like, and then Ravante said, City sell all these players for millions who have done nothing. So name the players. And look, as I'm Googling it, these players have done something that have been sold. There's one, Brahim Diaz hit. He was the one because he had not played and they sold him for a big fee. But that's an exception to the rule. All the other players who have been named either played for Manchester City, significant minutes or appearances, or went out on loan somewhere in Europe. What we talking about? Like someone mentioned Iheanacho. Iheanacho played for Manchester City 2 seasons in a row, playing 20 plus matches and getting goals. That's what commanded the fee. It's very rare you sell someone who's not played senior football at level, like senior football, like at a regular level, whether it's here in England or abroad, and you get a big fee. Like, come on, man. It's bad, but it's not as bad as you are making it out at times. Iqbal gonna cook in that league. I hope he does. You know why? Because we could either buy him back, or if he gets sold, we get big money for him. So cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool. That's what it is. You learn something. Because I could have been wrong on it, but I know I wasn't. I know I wasn't on that. Yeah, Diaz is one. He ticks the box. Diaz is one. And you say, I agree with you, Flawless, but there's some names I can remember. Trippier, Eric Garcia. All right, let's check these out then, because you could be right. Let's actually check these out. Hold up. Let's check these out and see what's what. Let's see. Large up everyone that's still tapped in. Well over 100 of you lot in the building. Continue to get your questions in. Please keep them Manchester United related as well. I'm trying to think what have I not discussed that word to discuss. I think it's everything anyway in regards to it. Hold up 1 second. Let's see this. Big up Lewis for the raid as well. Large up my guy, Carefree Lewis. So again, you know what I'm saying? Trippier don't count because he went out on loan to Barnsley, where he played 39 matches. So he did something to command a fee. He went out on loan. This is the point. So Trippier don't count. So that's one down. Eric Garcia, let's see. See, this is why I need a producer to do this. Hold up. Well, here we are. Eric Garcia. Let's see. So Trippier don't count. Even Eric Garcia don't count. He played 13 matches in the first team for them. Second time round, and then 6. So he played 19 Premier League matches. And that's not even including cup games. So he's played to command a fee. So Eric Garcia don't count. Who else we got? Angelino. All right, let's double check this. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. Let's see Angelino. Let's see. Angelino. Interesting. He don't count. Went out on loan. Went to New York City. Went to Girona. Went to Mallorca. Went to Breda. So he had 3 loans where he played 17 matches. He didn't play any games at Girona, but he played 14 matches at New York, 17 matches at Mallorca, 34 matches in the Eredivisie for NAC Breda. So Angelino don't count because he's played football at senior level, multiple. All right, who's the next one? So that's a myth. And Brahim D has, yes, he's one, and he's the exception to the rule. Don't exist, people. Hey, big up Lewis for the raid every single time as well. Yeah, man, see? Angelino was on loan, so therefore he did something. It's an E1 who says, run us the Mount Flawless. Nope. Dean Henderson is convinced he will join Nottingham Forest on a permanent deal and is understood to be perplexed by suggestions he could stay at Manchester United. That's from Samuel Luckhurst. Great move. If we get 20 million for Dean Henderson, fantastic move. Would love that. Absolutely love that. Would absolutely be fine. Big up Lewis as well. And to all you Chelsea jokers in the chat, before you even fix your mouth to say, ask about Mount money, hit the like button on the video, man, before we close out. What we doing? Hit the like button on the video before we close out, jokers. You know what I'm saying? Ibrahim says, Flawless, some teams are City's feeder clubs. But the point I'm making is them players went out, played at a senior level to show their worth. That's why you get loan moves. Now, where I agree with people on Zidane Iqbal is if we loan him out, you could probably get a bigger fee for him. If we would have loaned him out anywhere, that's on us. That's the bad part. That is the bad part, yeah. That's on us. But, you know, is what it is. Yes. Do we need an upgrade at the right back spot, Flawless? Yes, we do need an upgrade at the right back spot. I've said this for the longest. I want 2 new fullbacks, like Malacia. Big fan of Malacia. I think he has the fundamentals to be a very, very good player. But right now, currently, definitely without doubt, need a need a new right back. Yeah, need a new. And I want a new left back as well. I'd have Wan-Bissaka and Malacia as the backups. And I would have moved on Delo, personally. And I like Delo, but, you know. Flawless, what's your thoughts on Greenwood? Do you think Ten Hag will give him a chance? I don't know, to answer the question. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know. But hopefully we move on Henderson. That is it. Hey, Raja, that's what we should do. You know what I'm saying? Go buy Lavia, innit? Go buy Lavia. That's exactly what we should do because we've been interested. We're monitoring. Go buy Lavia. I don't know what we're doing. You go and sign a player of that caliber. You really, really do, to me. All right, 120 likes. Scales up to 150 likes. There's over 180 of you lot in here. Hit that subscribe button as well. It is road to 8K, people. I'm saying road to 8K. Big up to my guy Rhino. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. You've seen him on here before a couple times. He's on Saeed's channel on a weekly basis. Great content. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel. Do you think it's on? Hey, one of the mods, please put Rhino's channel in the chat, please. Can one of you mods do that? Thank you. Do you think it's on Ten Hag for our current targets? I had a debate with someone that's saying he should be prioritizing a keeper before midfielder. I think it's both. The reason why I think it's both, Rhino, is because it's down the spine. The spine of the team is the most important. That's why I don't put a goalkeeper above a midfielder, and I don't put a midfielder above a goalkeeper, because they both help us tremendously defensively and both help us going forward as well. So I'm not either or. You know what I'm saying in that? I am not either or with that. Go sign Onana, for example, and go get a Casado or a Laviot, for example. So I'm not either or. But I think it's on Ten Hag for our current targets, and that's what we're looking at, because all we've been linked to is goalkeepers, midfielders, strikers. He knows, right down the spine of the team. No, it ain't really too much with fullbacks, ain't really too much with wingers. It's right down the spine. It's right down the spine. Ten Hag will put Manchester United players through a grueling boot camp that staff have dubbed Hell Week as he chases a flying start to next season. That's from our son, Man United. Good. I hope so. Whether this is true, I hope this is true. Yeah, man. Like, get these men fit and ready for a tough old season. Because one thing we know about Ten Hag is he prioritizes all competitions. We played almost every game we could, minus a two-legged semi-final and a final. We played every game we could. We played all Premier League games, all games in the FA Cup, all games in the League Cup. So he's on that. And I like that, which puts us in good stead to go win a trophy. It's going to be domestics again, though, because we ain't going to win the Premier League or Champions League. So FA Cup and League Cup are the two trophies we can win. I'm looking at them domestic trophies again next season. Of course, with obvious improvements on the pitch. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Obvious improvements on the pitch, both individually, collectively, as well as a team overall. Why is everyone shopping within the league? Surely there's midfielders available outside of Rice, Casado, and Lavia. I hear you, 2-2 chat. I could keep calling you 2-2 chat, and you might be 22 chat, but it's because I say 2-2s because it's just slang. But I agree with you 110%. And this is why when people say, oh, there's no value in the market, no, there's no obvious players outside of these lot. But there's players out there. Same way, this time last season, nobody was talking about Casado. Nobody was talking about Lavia. Now they're the most two sought after midfielders probably in the Premier League alongside Rice. So go find Casado before everyone knows him. Go find a Rice before. Go find a Lavia beforehand too. Go and do that. Yeah, you lot, big up to Time to Shine, much appreciated. Rhino's channel, man. Go subscribe. Big up you, man. Big up you, my bro. Always, yeah. People subscribe and hit the likes for my guy Flawless, man. He's mashing that work. Big up, man. Appreciate it. Joa says Ten Hag wanted Timber and got Martinez, so not always first target is the best. I hope the Mount deal falls off and we try to do a swap deal for Rice, but that's basically impossible. So I'd get Caicedo. I'm with you. That's why it's like it's good. One thing I do like about this Mount deal is there's talks of alternatives. There's talks of backups, and the two backups I've heard are Caicedo and Lavia. Cool. I'm with that. I just like the fact we're definitely trying to improve in that area, and we're looking at more than one midfielder. He's trying to sign two. If we imagine we do get dream scenario is Caicedo and Lavia alongside Casemiro, Ericsson, and then say we get Rabiot on a free. That's your team. Casemiro, Caicedo, Lavia, Ericsson, Rabiot. That's a 5. Then you add Onana in goal. Cool. Sort out the strikers. You get a bad boy striker, get Højlund. We cooking. That's a team. And with the amount of players we're selling, if we do sell them on, like when we went through the list, if you sell them all at 10 million, that's like 130 million right there to go back to this. Add on what on top of whatever we're going to spend, 100 million, 150 M's. I think we spend bare minimum 150 M's. You know what I'm saying? Big up Nero says Hell Week to play glorified hoofball. Hey, we got to do what we got to do, man. Might not be pretty, but you got to do what you got to do. That's me. I'm substance over style, but I've been that way. I'm results. I played pro clubs yesterday. Like, joined a random team through one of my dons who was on our team sometimes. We was in Division 1. We won that shit. Football was horrible. We played 4-4-2. Football was horrible. But guess what? We won and battered teams and won the trophy. I'm over the moon. I've been waiting for the longest to win Division 1 Pro Clubs trophy, and we did that. Shout out to my guy, Vin. Because we joined their team, and me and Vin was in midfield and just sat in, and we played 4-4-2. And it was horrible. And yes, it's FIFA, and I'm over-exaggerating to make a point, people. I don't care about style. Is it successful or not? Like, that's how people is. Like, Manchester United have not always, for those that ain't old enough, Manchester United have not always played great football. The season we won the Premier League, 2011, I think we won 3 away games. 3 people. was 3 away games. This because it was the start of the season where I think it De Gea. It might have been De Gea's first season, Ashley Young's first season. And we beat West Brom away, I think, in like the opening day 2-1 after like a De Gea mistake. Someone quote me if I'm wrong. The point I'm making is that season we didn't play great. We won 3 away games or 4 away games. I think it was 2011. Someone double check that for me, please. I'm with you, Courtney. Isn't there another De Jong out there that's uncovered? Get a scout to South America. Absolutely, there is. All these players, whoever you rate, there's another version of them somewhere out there. Without doubt. Without doubt. 110%. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's just me. Some people like substance and style. Some people are substance over style. Cool. Yeah, that's what it was just for fucking 2, mate. That's what it was. I couldn't believe it when me and Vin like entered their team and it's like, yo, these men are playing 4-4-2. It was mad. But guess what? It worked. Battered teams. That's why I posted. I feel like Michael Jordan after he won his first chip. Trust me, my pro club Cam plays that Bruno long ball. I'll be dropping deep and getting slandered for not being on the halfway line. Hey, it's FIFA different strokes for different folks, man. You know what I'm saying? But I hear you. Yeah, winning Division 1 is a different feeling, without doubt. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Final few questions. Going to close out in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, people. Next 10 to... And don't forget, we've got Doing the Most coming up at 11:30 p.m. people. Doing the Most, myself, Ryan, Ahmed, talking all Premier League transfers as well. And just to let everyone know here as well, there will be a mini break. I'm taking a mini break. So Wednesday and Thursday, there'll be no live streams on the channel. So Wednesday and Thursday. So no Q&A on Wednesday night. Thursday, there'll be no Q&A and no Manchester United Arsenal show. However, I will reschedule. I've already put it on, actually. So the Manchester United Arsenal show will be moved. That's been rescheduled. That ManDem United and Q&A, you won't get, people. But you'll still get the Q&A on Friday that you normally get anyway. And you'll still get the ManDem United podcast on the Friday that you normally get anyway. Taking a mini break, that's all it is. And that being said, make sure, people, as well, follow us on all audio platforms as well, because we are a podcast. We are not just a YouTube show. You know what I'm saying? We are a podcast, people. So make sure you check out Sarcasm City TV on all audio platforms. Wherever you type in Sarcasm City TV, it will pop up. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, because some people don't want to watch on YouTube. Some people prefer to indulge in their podcast in more traditional podcast means, which is absolutely fine. I say you might want to listen while you're at work, while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, or you might just not want the YouTube app open, which is fine. Links for those is underneath in the description. I'm going to drop all the links in the chat anyway, people. But final few questions in, people. And link for the membership again is in the pinned comment. We're gonna continue to produce content here at Sarcasm City TV, people. We're gonna continue. Trust. I'm saying you got Eddie in the chat, you got Jez in the chat, you got Rhino in the chat. See that, man? You got great content creators there in the chat, people. Where else you finding that? Here at Sarcasm City TV, you already know. But yeah, let me drop. And how many likes are we on? Actually, let me double check. See this one-man band, people. Just dropping links in the chat as well. Still over 150 of you lot in here. Still. So yeah, mini break, people. But don't worry, man. Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow you'll get all your streams, and then Friday we'll be right back at it. And then I'll on the Twitch, because you won't get the fan calling show on the Thursday. I will I'll do a fan calling show probably the Saturday. I put it on the schedule anyway. I just can't remember off the top of my head where I put the schedule. Where I put it in the schedule, sorry. To Raja, who says Caicedo can play with Casemiro and he can play without Casemiro and take his spot as a 6 or 8. I just love the sound of that midfield. Like, I was sold on Caicedo. I was fully sold on Caicedo. But then when someone mentioned it and was like Caicedo and Casemiro, I was like, that's it. Like, that's a midfield right there. Like, that's a straight bullying you. And they can both play as well. I'm saying they're both technically good enough to play the ball. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's just straight up bully. And from a defensive standpoint, he does the business. And offensively, we've seen what Casemiro can do. And I'm sure Caicedo can add to his game. Kudos all day, flawless. I heard Brighton are looking at him, though. Yeah, we need to, go sign him. I know Jess has been talking about him. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Eddie says, even the hardest working man on YouTube needs a break sometimes, people. Yeah, man, just a 2-day break. Just a couple days break. See, Nero says it here. This SoundCloud thing bangs in the gym. I need to add that in. Nero, big up to you. Yes, if you're doing your gym, you know what I'm saying, your gym set, You may not want YouTube open, you know what I'm saying, while you got your phone in your pocket, while you're trying to do that set. So that's what it is. Like I say, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. But if you're listening on all these audio platforms, make sure you follow the SoundCloud, follow the Spotify, on the iTunes, please. 5 stars, write us a review, all that good stuff as well. So make sure you do so. Do I think Manchester United hijacked the Timber deal? No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. No. I don't think we do. So Amy says, what we're supposed to do on Wednesday and Thursday. Check out previous content, number 1. Number 2, if you're a part of the membership, there's unreleased things on the membership. So videos, not live streams, pre-recordings that have never gone out. Old Sarcasm City podcast content. I'm going to add to it as well. Hilarious barber story where I was telling my story of me trying to track down my barber. So yeah, on the membership, that's why you need to join the membership. And it's any level, all them videos is on there. And I'm going to add more. I'm going to release 4 more. Over the next 2 days, I'll release 4 more. I'm just deciding which ones. But we got Views from the Dugout on there, which is a football show, the original football show on here with me and Tox. And it's so long ago, we were talking about like Ollie in versus Ollie out, Mourinho getting the job, etc., etc. Yeah, that's how long ago. So yeah, I think one of them was, when Mourinho got the job. And then the other was like Ollie in versus Ollie out. So check it out. Big up to Raja. He says, go take that time off, fam. Yeah, big up, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up. Joe R says, I prefer Caicedo to Rice. Caicedo can play basically any role defensively, even at right back. He's very good. That's also an option. So he can play as a 6 and a double pivot. I think he's good enough and can learn to play single 6. I think he can play as an 8, and he can also play right back. What's not like to like? Physically, he has it. Technically, he has it. And he's at a young age where he can improve and get better. And if you do sell him, you could potentially sell him for a profit. Why not? Play the year in the Premier League. Why not? Why would you not sign him? 100%. I don't get it. Why would you not? I love this. From Eddie says, keep killing it, my G. Already subbed and love the content at Rhino. Yeah, man, you lot make sure, like I said, go subscribe to Rhino's channel, 110%. Someone drop his link in the chat again, please. Time to shine. I know you already did it, but you or one of the mods, please do that again. Thank you. Flawless, would you go in for Frankie de Jong in January under Sheikh Jassim? No, because Frankie de Jong doesn't want to leave Barcelona. I'm a huge fan of Frankie de Jong. I understand why the manager was chasing him. But if you don't want to leave, there isn't really much you can do, unfortunately. Because I think he fits what we're trying to do. Like him and a Casemiro pivot, fire. Like imagine him, de Jong, and you get Caicedo and Lavia. Like that's the dream world. But you don't want to be here, unfortunately. Like you don't. So it's kind of like, for whatever reason, he wants to stay at Barcelona. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't know why he wants to stay at Barcelona, but each to their own. I'm not even saying he's wrong for that. I'm just saying I don't understand it from the outside looking in. Because they're not a team. I suppose they just won La Liga, but is that enough? Don't they owe him money? That's more so what I'm thinking of. Don't they owe him money? To Raja, he says, how about let's shift our focus to Paulino? Not much chances we get Rice, mate. I'm with you with the Paulino thing. I'm fully with you on the Paulino thing. They want Fred, right? So I do say 50 million in his Fred. That's what I would do personally. Because I would move on Fred, get Paulino in, great business. And you go him out cut price. Because of all this dead wood that we have in regards to these players we don't want. Try and utilize them for other deals. If people want your Maguires, McTominay's, Freds, even a Sancho, a Martial, for example, whoever, a Tellez, a Bailly, all these men, either sell them on and use that money to bring in players or use them as part of deals. That's what we should do. Yeah, I hope it's right. Yeah, that 90 million price tag on Paulino. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Harry Maguire is an option for Tottenham, but the club are yet to say if they will make a bid. Interest has been registered. That's from at J. Percy Telegraph. Not sure how reliable that is. Big up Matthew, though. Not sure how reliable J. Percy is. Somebody in the chat, let me know. Hey, I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for moving on. Spurs want him. Hey, that Maguire-Dyer partnership will slap. 100%. Jez, if that happens, I'll buy you a Spurs shirt with Maguire on the back. Nobody's safe, bro. I saw Sancho got listed and I can't even fight it, nor do I want to. That's where we're at, Eddie. Hey, for those that don't know, go watch the player ratings. Make sure you go watch part 1 and part 2. On part 2, when I mentioned Jadon Sancho's name, look at Eddie's expression. Look at my expression. peak. We didn't want to have that conversation. We did not want to have that conversation in the slightest. We did not want to have the come to Jesus talk about JADON Sancho's rating because we knew he was going to be low. We were just making sure it wasn't too high. I think he ended up getting a, did he get a 3? I think he got a 3 in the end. Might have been a 3 or 2.5. You'll have to double check. Paul says, with Gundogan signing for Barcelona, could that mean De Jong moves more so? No, I think he's happy there. Like I said, they just won La Liga, so that's successful. But they're not a team who seem to be going anywhere or doing anything. So, yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, like he's comfortable there for whatever reason. So, like, it's a shame because I'm a big fan. But here we are. Don't Barcelona need to raise funds? I think so. I think they need to raise funds. But that's on them. Like, hey, Nero, I hope Sancho picks it up, man. Such a baller he is, but I think his time is just done. Amy says, when do you think people admit they've only seen Rice play 3 times? Now, people would have seen Rice play because he's in the Premier League. So that's what it is. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Rice, and word to rants is weird hearing a black man say you don't want Rice. I've never heard that in my life. That sentence has never came out of my mouth. But I'm like, if we were to sign Rice, cool, but he wouldn't be my top option. Not in the slightest. He wouldn't be. Joe says, I saw you gave Martial a 2. I was not expecting that. I was thinking maybe a 4. Now, we honest. Whether we rate players or we don't rate players, we're going to be super honest. We're going to be super honest, like without doubt. And that's why Sancho got low, Martial got low, even players we don't rate, like, they got high. Let's see this. Breaking. Leicester are ready to lower their asking price for Tottenham target James Maddison. Talk sports sources understand. We should be all over this, says Matthew. Hey, Matthew, you preaching to the choir, my friend. Preaching to the choir. Why? I don't know. I don't get it. They're lowering the price, which means he's probably available for 40 M's, 50 M's. Still, not even big money, like in terms of wages. People say, oh, he's not better than Bruno. All right, let him and Bruno battle it out. If Bruno's as good as Bruno fans make out, Maddison will be on the bench. And then that's a great option to have off the bench. Cool. And I heard he's a Manchester United fan as well. Libbies. I've been talking about Maddison for the longest. Go sign Maddison. Go get Maddison. Rajat says, go get Axel Diassi or get Tadibo Flawless. I don't know anything about either of those two. If the manager wants either one of those centre-backs, cool. But I can't sit here and be like, yeah, go get Axel Diassi or Tadibo. I don't even know who Tadibo plays for. I'm not going to lie. I know nothing about these two players. But yeah, people, like I said, we are going to close out. Love to everyone who has locked in. Big up to everyone who's supporting. Big up for the super chat I got as well. It is road to 7K. Did we actually get any more subscribers as well? Hit the subscriber. Let me see. Let me refresh this before I go. Make sure everyone who entered the city of Sarcasm and was on a city tour, actually, like, yo, we're one shot. Get us to 7,050. There's over 120 of you lot in there. Get us to 7,050. We're just looking for one more subscriber. That's it, people. That's it. Girls one more subscriber. But yes, large up to everyone that's locked in. Like I stated, doing the most live 11:30 p.m. That'll be 11:30 p.m. UK time. You'll get that Premier League show. So we're talking all transfers. Then Tuesday, you'll get your ManDem United podcast with myself and Ivorian. Then you'll get the fan calling show on Tuesday over on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, 8:30 p.m. Then you will get the Manchester United Liverpool show with myself and Saint here at midnight. And then Wednesday, Thursday, like I said, mini break. So no shows Wednesday and Thursday. Then Friday, we'll be back at it. 4:30 p.m. Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, answering all your sporting questions. 10:30 p.m. the next edition of the ManDem United podcast with myself and then Eddie. Saturday, that's where I'm trying to put in the Manchester United Arsenal show with myself and Cam. Actually, I forgot something earlier than that on the Twitch. The Saturday will be the fan calling show live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule on there. I can't remember the time I put in off the top of my head. I think it's like 7 p.m. Then the Manchester United Arsenal show on the Saturday with myself and Cam. 10:30. I need to confirm with him. Then 12:30 a.m. So 2 hours straight after that, you will get the Manchester United Chelsea Spurs show. And then Sunday, you'll get your Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. All off the top of the head, that people. I'm even reading that. It's all off the top of the head. That's how well I know the schedule inside and out, even when it's slightly changed. And in between all that, pro clubs as well. You get some pro club streams, bringing back the boxing show, big fights, big nights only, bringing that back, definitely. That'll be late, though, in regards to on the Twitch. So it'll probably be like 2 a.m.s. You'll get previews of shows, previews of bouts on the Friday, and then you'll get recaps either that Saturday night or the day after on the Sunday. And then the F1 show as well, people. But yeah, man, love to everyone who has locked in. Hopefully we don't get Mount. There's been less news. Hopefully we get Sheikh Jassim. That's all been quiet, so that's good. And hopefully we move on all these players. And to JB who says UFC watch-alongs flawless. No, I'm not a UFC guy. If I was a UFC fan, you would have already done get a UFC show. That's why you don't get a UFC show, because I'm not a UFC fan. But because I'm a boxing fan, you'll get a boxing show. I wouldn't bring you lot a show that of a sport I'm not interested in, because you'd be like, what am I talking about? Like, my knowledge of boxing is limited, but at least I know what's going on and what I'm talking about to an extent. UFC, I have no idea about. So that's why you don't. But hopefully on the horizon, I managed to pattern it. You know what I'm saying? We might have 2 this week, major. Hey, Eddie, let me know, man. You already know. Big up to Mo as well. Large up everyone who supported, man. Whether we agree or disagree, I love interacting with you lot. You know what I'm saying? And that really, really do. Much appreciated. Can't believe you lot have got us to over 7,000 subscribers halfway through the year. Much, much, much appreciated. It is road to 8K as well. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.